Man, you wouldn't believe it, but I had an adventure and a half yesterday. Holy cow. Okay. So, my low is something I was dreading the entire day, which was, okay, so tomorrow night I'm going to be going to a Great Gatsby night over at the Illegal Tap House, right? And, it's, 1920s theme and costumes are highly encouraged. That said, I tried looking everywhere to find a fedora and suspenders, and so I ordered them from Walmart. Here's the thing though, the Walmart I had to go to was all the way in Sarah, Pennsylvania. So I had to haul it so I could get back in time to do the plans that I had last night, which kind of fell through, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it did, because it did have a nice time anyway. And that reminds me, last night I went back to Pick's. Pick's Pub. So, I guess ever since I went there, now my new mission in life is to try one of everything pickle related on that menu. So far I've had the dill pickle deviled eggs, I've had the spicy dill pickle pizza, and the spicy dill pickle wings. And last night I tried the pickle dip, the magic pickle dip. I believe it's called the magic pickle dip. And yeah, I can see why that's a favorite amongst a lot of people. It's pretty good. So that was awesome. And what was my answer for kindness again? Oh, right, I did some stuff for my grandmother yesterday. So, pretty busy day yesterday. But in the interim, I was able to watch yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, which is also part of my high. So, good morning, happy Friday, and let's talk about some Hot Ones. Okay, so this week's guest was Sydney Sweeney. And first time here's the thing, because it's the first episode of a new season, it's already been a while since I'd seen a new episode of Hot Ones. Well, I think probably well over a month by now. So, as you can imagine, it has been a hot minute since the guest on Hot Ones was someone that I didn't know, and I wound up learning a lot about them throughout the span of this episode, which is great. I mean, that's happened a bunch of times. It's definitely happened to a bunch of rappers like Offset and Kid Cudi. It happened for Billie Eilish. Just like a lot of people. With that said, I was actually correct. The reason why Sydney Sweeney was on Hot Ones was to promote Madam Web, which is coming out around Valentine's Day. So I was right. Pat myself in the back right there. If there were two of me, I'd be like, do it up. We give ourselves a high five. Anyway, so I actually talked about it a lot. Obviously, with Sydney Sweeney being in Madam Web, this is her first superhero movie. And so, Sean had to ask her what it was like to try on the Spider-Woman suit. And, I mean, here's the thing. We live in a day and age where, I mean, don't get me wrong, even though the MCU has kind of been a little bit, stale at the moment, let's say, in terms of, popularity, I would still say we still very much live in a golden age of superhero movies. And I think the reason why that's the fact stems from the belief that, we don't just have, good actors playing these superheroes and side characters and such, but they genuinely have a love and respect for the character that they're portraying. Like, Chris Evans had much respect for playing Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. had much respect and love for playing Tony Stark and Iron Man. Chris Hemsworth, so I could go on and on. I say this because Sydney Sweeney also falls in that category of love and enthusiasm for the role she has in Madam Web. Because she said that when she first tried on that Spider-Woman suit, she truly felt like a superhero. And honestly, that's the sort of thing you should convey when you're performing in that role. Because, don't get me wrong, actors loving the superheroes that they play is nothing new. In fact, the earliest example I can think of was, believe it or not, Wesley Snipes. Believe it or not, for years he actually pushed for a Black Panther movie to be made. But they couldn't do it because, actually I forget why they couldn't do Black Panther way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But what we did get was Blade, and Wesley Snipes jumped at the chance for that, and he was awesome in it. So things worked out in the end, and Wesley Snipes had much love and enthusiasm for being Blade. Which, don't get me wrong, Wesley Snipes made that role his own. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Mahershala Ali is gonna do. Yeah, Mahershala Ali, the Oscar winner, he's gonna be Blade. I personally think that's a great casting choice, but that's just me. Anyway, back to Hot Ones. Sydney Sweeney owns her own production company, and she's definitely one of those people with a love and affection towards the written word. And obviously, when it comes to the love and affection toward the written word, you read a lot of books. When you read a lot of books, obviously, you want some of those books to be made into movies. So Sean asked her, what are the signs that a novel could make for a good movie? And what are the signs that it could be potentially an uphill climb? Because it takes a lot for a movie to be made. Even more so when you're trying to adapt it from a story. Even more so when, it's a story that's, really popular, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and such. So, according to Sydney, she says, basically it comes down to the ability to connect to a character. The story has to be moving in terms of emotions. There's going to be types of development, character arc. The story overall should be interesting. And Sean also asked her, what the best book she's read this year. And here's the thing. When Sean asked that question, it makes me wonder, was he talking about 2023 or 2024? We're in late January, but I totally believe it to be in the realm of possibility that Sean could be talking about 2023. Or maybe a year could be January 25th, 2023 to yesterday, January 5th, 2024. That can mean that too. So, she said it was Clara and the Sun, which, okay. Actually, speaking of books, she said that Cassie would be the character that she's played that would make for a good personal memoir. In fact, she has a whole bunch of character Bibles, right? And on those character Bibles, she has it on the shelf. And on the shelf it says Sydney's Do Not Touch, which that's pretty funny. They talked about the mechanics of throwing up on camera, which I kind of had an idea of how that works too. It's a tube that they put at the side of the mouth and then stuff comes out. But for the scene that they showed of throwing up on camera, they really went, above and beyond to make it work. And from what I heard, it was one of the most disgusting things she's ever done. So, well, I should probably explain for the tube is like a thin, like a tube, like goes up like your side on your back, and then it like comes out, like that. Basically, the audience shouldn't be able to see it. That's how it works. She talked about the hallmarks of a good rom-com, and basically, for that, two characters, the audience needs to fall in love with the two characters, and the audience, wants them to fall in love, and they want to leave the theater having laughed and cried, and they want to fall in love themselves. She also says the GOAT rom-com is My Best Friend's Wedding. I've never seen My Best Friend's Wedding, believe it or not. I mean, I've said this before, but I personally have a Mount Rushmore of rom-coms. That is, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Crazy Rich Asians, Silver Linings Playbook, and I Love You Man. That's my Mount Rushmore of rom-coms. Let's see, the worst injury she suffered at the hands of her personal hobbies, because seriously, Sydney Sweeney's the boss. She does like one of her hobbies is MMA. Like, damn, Sweeney, that's insane. But the worst action she's ever had, at the hands of her hobbies, like she was wakeboarding one time, and the board came up and sliced her face. Like she had like a scar, like right here where her eye is. You had to get like a whole bunch of stitches. And of the extracurricular activities that she did, robotics club versus math at school. Math at school. It was math at school. I remember when I used to be really good at math. And then it got all crazy and complicated, and then I didn't like it so much no more. Okay. They talked about the approach of costume designer Holly Bibbins. She has her own approach with each character with a unique vision, but it also allows people to bring their own ideas to the table. She has something called a Jam Out Till Clam Out t-shirt, which is no backstory on that. And they talked about the key for the perfect bucket hat, which just simply has to fit. A stylist pulse she works into a rotation. She takes it all. Jackets, purses, shoes, etc. Okay, let's see. Right. Here we get to the bomb. Her Mount Rushmore of movie theater candy. Let's see. And as I'm reading this, I'm like, ooh. I didn't know you could have a Mount Rushmore movie theater candy. Personally, I just take all the candy, but apparently it's a Mount Rushmore. And according to Sydney Sweeney, the Mount Rushmore movie theater candy is Airheads. I'm like, okay, Airheads, okay, I like Airheads. Peanut M&M's, very nice. Here's the thing, I do like peanut M&M's, I do. But honestly, if I'm ever having M&M's, just give me the regular ones. Sour Patch Kids, okay, I like Sour Patch Kids, very nice. The cousin of my favorites, one of my favorites, definitely a cousin of another one of my favorites, Swedish Fish, very nice. And Kit Kats. Alright, I like Kit Kats too. This is a solid Mount Rushmore. I approve. I very much approve. Also, considering that Valentine's Day is coming up, we have Candy Hearts. She likes Candy Hearts. I haven't had Candy Hearts in years. I remember liking them. So, yeah, I like Candy Hearts. Candy Hearts are cool. Let's see. Sorry, I'm tired. She was actually a tour guide at Universal Studios. And believe it or not, because of that, she learned how to be responsible. What do I mean by that? Basically, like, when she got her first job, she started paying for everything, like car insurance and, bills and clothes, stuff like that. And it taught her how to be responsible with money, which is good. And that is important. But, just being a tour guide at Universal, that's cool. I mean, I think that's really cool. And finally, a rapid fire travel guide, go to. Okay, so rapid fire travel guide. So, because believe it or not, Sydney Sweeney is the first ever guest who originates from like the Washington-Idaho border. That's interesting. Is it Washington, Idaho? Hold on. I know the second state began with I. Did I say it okay? Yeah, Washington, Idaho. Okay. I was about to say, it could very easily be Iowa, but no, it's Idaho. Okay. Great. Now I'm thinking of that one moment from American Dad where like Stan Smith is like trying to name like all 50 states. And he's like, Idaho. Like, wow, Dad, you got all 50 states. Idaho. Okay. But again, Sydney Sweeney is from like that border between Washington and Idaho. And so Sean had to ask her, like, a travel guide. So, for sure you should go to Coeur d'Alene in the summertime. For sure you should go huckleberry picking. And you should definitely ski at Switzer. That last one did appeal to me greatly because my family skis. It's been a couple of years since I skied, but man, skiing is like riding a bike. Once you learn how to do it, you never forget. So, remember Switzer. Okay? I remember that. So yeah, I don't know. First episode of season 23 in the books. And it was phenomenal. It was good. I learned a lot about Sydney Sweeney. I learned that, Sydney Sweeney's a boss. She's like 26 years old. She's already a boss, dude. Like, again, damn, Sweeney. Quit showing everybody up. Holy cow. But no, this was a very good episode. I had a lot of fun watching it. And, it's safe to say, season 23, off to a fantastic start. I hope y'all like this video. If you did like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm your home this video for all you guys watching Joe video. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Did I say happy Friday? Happy Friday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk channels, be here to lend you all right back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.